It was 5:17 a.m. when Jordan's alarm buzzed for the 131st morning in a row, and for the 131st time he wanted to smash it. The room was cold, his legs ached from another late shift, unloading crates at the warehouse. Outside it was still dark, the kind of heavy grey that made you question whether the sun would ever rise. He sat up, staring at the wall in silence. The to-do list from last night still glared back at him from the cheap whiteboard he dehung 6 months ago. Write 2 pages. Apply for 3 remote jobs. Learn Python. Gym. He hadn't checked a single one yesterday. Again he ran his hands through his hair. What's the point? He muttered. No one answered. In January 2025, Jordan had told himself this year would be different. No more excuses, no more dreaming, just doing. He'd bought a planner, a cheap webcam for job interviews, and even a used Chromebook off Craigslist. He'd also broken up with his girlfriend of 3 years. She said I talk like I have a future, but live like I don't, he told his friend Darren one night. Darren just shrugged. She's not wrong, but Jordan believed he had one shot left. He was 29, broke, and sharing a 2-bedroom apartment with 2 cousins who smoked weed every night and never flushed. But he believed, at least for the first few weeks. By February, reality crept in. His savings were nearly gone. The job applications led to ghostings. The writing he promised himself he'd finish stayed as outlines in half-filled notebooks. His back hurt. He started skipping the gym. He let the cold mornings win. By March, he told himself he was just burnt out, that he needed a break, that maybe April will be better. But it wasn't. April 3rd, 2025. Jordan's manager pulled him aside. Budget cuts, she said. We're letting you go. It's not personal. He stood in the hallway of the warehouse, trying to nod, but his head just bobbed like it had forgotten how to hold emotion. No worries, he said, barely hearing his own voice. But when he got home, he collapsed in the hallway. Didn't even make it to his room. Just sat there, head against the wall, elbows on knees. He scrolled Twitter until his thumbs went numb. Everyone seemed to be launching a startup, running marathons, traveling, glowing up. And he, a 29-year-old ex-warehouse worker with $43 in his bank account and a family that never called unless someone died, he started to cry. Then he stopped. He hadn't cried in years, not even when his dad left. He pulled himself up and walked to the bathroom. He stared at himself in the mirror, eyes swollen, jaw unshaven, shoulders slumped. Then he whispered to himself, "Are you done?" The next day he woke up at 5 a.m. No alarm. He didn't check his phone. Didn't touch the whiteboard. He just sat at the tiny wooden desk in the corner of his room and opened his Chromebook. He wrote 1 sentence, then another, then 500 words. It was messy, raw, barely coherent, but it was real, and he kept going. The next day, he applied to 5 jobs, got ghosted by all of them, but he kept going. He started jogging at night instead of going to the gym. It was free, quiet, and gave him space to think. He cut down on the endless scrolling. He got rejected 12 times in May. No interviews, no callbacks, but he kept going. June 18th, 2025, he got an email from a startup looking for junior content writers, remote, flexible hours. The founder had read one of Jordan's Medium posts. "We love your tone. It's honest. Let's talk." Jordan reread the email 4 times before replying. He interviewed 2 days later, nervous as hell, sweating through his only collared shirt. He thought he bombed it. They emailed him that night. "You're in. Start Monday." It paid just enough to cover rent and groceries, but to Jordan, it felt like a 6-figure contract. July 3rd, Jordan got his first paycheck from writing. He didn't buy anything fancy. He didn't celebrate. He just walked to the corner bodega, bought a cheap notebook, and wrote on the first page, "This is the year I didn't quit." He still woke up some days unsure of himself, still felt fear clawing at the edges of his mind. But now, every morning when the cold crept in, he whispered to it, "Not today." Because most people will quit in 2025, but not him.